Hiya, it's Riza's wife again, and for today's discussion, it is a rather unusual one because we are discussing two units at once. The reason is simple. It is almost the same unit with only a few differences, but is the difference enough to make them stand apart? Welcome the SSR Unicorn Gundam Awakened mode. Both the standard and the full armor version. These two units are just one development option away from each other and also both being durability unit. We are not sure if Bamco is being lazy about this unit or they have something else in mind. Deployment-wise, both are the same, however stats-wise, it does differ slightly. While full armor has very slightly higher HP, but the standard one has higher defense and attack, while a certain passive is not being triggered. For mobility, it is pretty much about the same. Stats-wise, the standard version seems to be a better choice. Now, let's talk about their weapons. The standard mode has 3 weapons, 1 for melee coverage and 2 for damage or debuff. The debuffs are limited at 25%, the shorter one for mobility debuff, and beam magnum for attack debuff. For the full armor, it has a non-debuff AoE that has respectable base power, a melee coverage in the form of the beam gatling gun, also beam magnum for a 30% attack down which has 5% more accuracy than the standard version while having lower power. And finally, a special attack debuff by 20% in the form of the 5-ranged barrage. This barrage also has the accuracy of 90%. Unicorn units sure love their lower accuracies. In terms of debuff and the coverage alone, the full armor takes the cake. As for the attacks, they are pretty much the same, but the standard version is one-shot killer and new type unit. However, the full armor has unstoppable tag, ace unit tag, and those two are nice. But somehow it is not a new type unit. We are not really sure what happened here. It seems the machine, by getting its full weaponry, finally remembers that it was designed to destroy new type, so it ditched the tag. And now, finally, the passive is the most controversial part for these two units. The standard one has 10% defense increase, 5% HP increase, and the NTD system. For a tank, the NTD is very useful as when it blocks an attack for an ally, the debuff is applied. Overall, seems like a generally good passive, although an accuracy buff might be a little more desirable than just mobility. For the full armor, it is also equipped with NTD and increased max HP by 10%. And here's the massive difference: the anti-Neo Zeon capabilities. This means that the units are good against the rival faction units ranging from Double Zeta to Unicorn Timeline. With this passive triggered, it can reach up to 9,200 attack and 12,000 defense, making it a far stronger machine than the Knight Gundam. It can even easily rival the defensive and offensive capabilities of Max Limit Break UR durability units. This makes it rather hard to justify which one is better. What is this? Sorry, the script is in standard. In standard condition, if you would just want a tank to block attack and then... In standard condition, if you just want a tank to block attack, then the standard Awakened Unicorn is the option to go, and also slightly cheaper. If you want a bit more offensive and debuffing capabilities, then the full armor is your choice. If you want to destroy every single bit of that Neo Zeon traders, you would definitely take the full armor and awaken into the real full armor and awakened it
And awakened
into
the real.
awekened it into the real beast of possibility. I was confused for a second. This was a reference to the show. A possibility where there are no traces of Neo Zeon left in the universe. As for the pilots, the get-go pilot is definitely Yonabasta, as he is one of the two basic tanks and you can have from standard banner. The other option is definitely Eo Fleming.
I don't have.
Oh, which my husband doesn't have, unfortunately. And if you want to wreak more havoc, Seabook Arno is pretty great, especially for the full armor version. Amuro is also an option, but remember, they can only block once. And finally, Daguza Makol is an amazing pilot for any Gundam Unicorn series unit for his 2 block and increased accuracy. Units that has less than 100% accuracy will always love this guy. And so, both of these units are rather hard to put in the ranking. However, both of these units are at least on par with Hainu. Therefore, considering the ups and downs, we would put the standard unicorn slightly below Hainu. Where? Oh yeah. And then the full armor is in a low S tier due to range, debuff value, and a much stronger AoE than Hainu. If the passive is active, it can easily go to top S tier. So yeah, that's our verdict on these 2 units. Let us know what you think about them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.